The US and Iran have again traded tit-for-tat strikes, and it's civilians who are increasingly bearing the brunt of the attacks. Missiles and bombs are being fired in the early hours of the morning. That means warning alarms are disrupting people's sleep right across the region. They also create uncertainty for school and work. Final exams for students in 6 regions in Iran have been postponed, and the American attacks are starting to cause a growing number of civilian casualties. Well, for the very latest, we're going to bring in Resul Serdar, who's live for us in Tehran. And Resul, if we can start with the rising death toll and injuries there.
Well, indeed. So now, according to the Ministry of Health here in Iran, throughout the last week's attacks that conducted by the United States, at least 35 civilians were killed and 7 soldiers, and over 300 people so far are injured. And these numbers are now being updated, so in the coming hours and days they could go higher. But just to give an overall picture of the war, now last year in June, so 1,062 people were killed, and then during the latest war that lasted nearly for 40 days, 3,375 people were killed. Just remember the opening sequence of the latest war. It was quite dramatic. So 156 children were killed in Minab primary school. So when we are looking at these numbers, indeed, so now Iranians are having that bitter memories of that. And today, we have just received another report that in Ahwaz, so a vicinity of a hospital was hit and the hospital has been evacuated, and reportedly that was a children's hospital. It's not confirmed, but some of the reports are suggesting that it was a children's school. So the numbers are quite high when it comes to the death or the injuries, and so it is definitely disrupting the life over here.
Yeah, I mentioned that final exams are being postponed for many students there. Can you just give us a more of an understanding of how everyday life is really being disrupted right now?
Well, so far compared to the 40 days war, of course, majority or overwhelming majority of the U.S. attacks is focused in and around the Gulf and Strait. So seeing that starting from Ahwaz all the way down to Chabahar, and particularly in these places, so what we're seeing is that the life is under bombardments, and as a result of that, now the Ministry of Education has postponed the exams for the grade 12 students in particularly 3 provinces: Hormuz, Bushehr, Khuzestan, and also in some schools in Sistan and Balochistan province as well. So they were scheduled to be held on 16 and 18 of July, but now they have been postponed to a later date. So then the officials, when they feel the environment is safe, then the students could go back to their schools, so they will come up with a new date that they can graduate from the high schools. And so now in Tehran or in the northern of the country, central of Iran, still there are not major disruption in the life, but definitely in the coastal provinces, so the life is happening, is continuing under a war condition, and the officials are concerned about the safety of the students as a precaution, so they have cancelled these exams. And we are talking about hundreds of thousands of the students here indeed.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Resul. Resul Serdar for us in Tehran.